this is Nina again. I'm with Yoga at the Cabildo and Friends of the Cabildo. How are we doing today? Well, as promised, we're going to be working on some triangle side angle poses and some other poses. Prasarita is wide leg stance, and this will help warm up the thighs and prepare the body for our triangle poses. Once again, these practices are to help develop internal and external equilibrium throughout the body. We're spending a lot of time home. We're a little more maybe sedentary, so this is a good way to, or a good chance to just open up those spaces that might be a little stuck. And it also, a lot of these poses are also very energizing, so it will give you a little bit more vitality. We tap into once again, the parasympathetic nervous system, which is very calming. So if we're under stress, this is a good thing for that. And also the endocrine system, which taps into the happy hormones, the endorphins. So, so many good things. There are so many good reasons to have a yoga practice, and it teaches you to calm the mind and still the mind. And that can help train you to learn to go into a meditative state, and a lot of good things can happen with that. So let's get started. All we need in this particular practice is a block. This is a cork block. You can have a foam block or a wooden block. You can even use a book that might be this size, but I recommend you go out to, you can go to yogaaccessories.com to buy your props, just because they're a good deal and they have high quality props. So anyway, this is just a nice cork block that you will be using. So we're going to come to the mat. The feet are forward. Let's just bring our hands to the heart for a moment, close the eyes, and bring our awareness to the breath. Breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Close your eyes. Make your face expressionless. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Lifting the heart with every full, free inhalation through the nose. With every extra long exhalation, relax the face and shoulders and draw the belly in. Focusing on this practice, focusing on the quality of the breath throughout the entire practice. Breathing. And when you complete, release. The feet are forward, hip distance. Remember, the hips are only this wide, so that's a good thing, huh? My hips are this big. Okay, the inner edges of the feet are parallel with each other. The outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Stand nice and tall. Samasthiti is your neutral alignment. So press the base between the base of the big toes and little toes into the mat in the very center of the heels. 3 points in each foot. Evenly distribute the weight in the feet. And if you gently engage the muscles above the knees, squeeze above the knees, the kneecaps will rise ever so slightly as you root the feet. The arches of the feet will rise as you root the 3 points of each foot into the mat, reaching the rib cage high and surrendering the shoulder blades down your back. As you tuck the chin, you're lengthening the back of the neck and you're reaching through the crown of the head. Complete opposition throughout the entire body allows the body to open up and create more space in the body. Breathing like this into Samasthiti. Once again, spread the toes wide, root the feet. As you have the arms extend out to the side with the palms facing up, inhale the heels and arms up and surround the body with contentment. With a smooth exhalation, release the arms and the heels. The hands travel home to the heart. Big inhalation, surround the body with kindness. On your exhalation, slowly releasing. The arms are very active as if going through water. The heels release, hands travel home. Inhale, surround the body with compassion. Exhale slowly. Hands travel home to to the heart center. 2 more times like this. Big inhalation. Surround the body with gratitude. Exhale slowly. Always connecting movement with the breath. Connecting the breath with movement. Hands travel to the heart. Last time we'll stay up in the pose. Big inhalation surrounding the body with peace. The heels rise, the arms reach up. And you can gaze up if you wish. This makes this balance a little more challenging. You don't have to be on the heels. You can have the heels down. That's perfectly fine. Or lift the heels up. Will make the balance a little more challenging for 3 more breaths. Soften the shoulders. This is a variation of Tadasana, mountain pose. And once you complete, slowly on your next exhalation, the heels release, the arms release, everything surrenders at the same time, and the hands travel home to the heart center. All right, remember, you're going to mirror me, so I'm going to step my foot back. It's on a little bit of a 45-degree angle. My heels are still separated, hip distance apart, and I'm going to step my foot forward. My heels are separated. Okay, so in other words, I'm not crossing this foot over like this. There's no way the hips can get forward. Well, you don't want to hurt yourself. So with the heels hip distance apart, the legs are spread wide. Then very gingerly, I want you to walk this hip back, this hip forward. So now my pelvis is nice and stable. My foot is pointing forward. I'm lifting the arch of the back foot. My tailbone is soft. Because when we bend the knee and go into Warrior One, we're going to be going into a back bend. So we always want to think about decompressing the lumbar region and lengthening that area. So once again, walk the hip back. Place your hand on the back with your knuckles on the back. On your inhalation, bend the front knee and the arm rises all the way up and back. You're going to get a really nice stretch through the hip flexors, all the way up the entire right side of the body, and then let the body move back gently. Open your heart. With a smooth exhalation, straighten the leg, the arm comes down, moving all at the same time. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. This is a variation of Virabhadrasana 1. Ideally, the knee is over the ankle. My back leg is very, very active. I'm going up to go back. Exhale slowly. This time we'll stay in the position. Bend the knee, big inhalation. You always inhale into back bends. The heart moves up and back. So my back leg is very active. I'm not bending the knee and collapsing my arch. I'm pressing the outer edge of the foot and lifting the arch of the back foot. Got that? That will engage this leg and make it your anchor. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Fall back. Breathing. Soften your front toes. Relax your jaw. And on your next exhalation, release. Release the arm. Turn the back foot forward. Soften the front knee. And step the foot forward. Step the opposite foot back. The heels are still hip distance apart. It's a nice wide stance. Very carefully walk that hip back. Once again, press the outer edge of the back foot into the mat. Soften your toes, no gripping of the toes. Press the outer edge of the back foot into the mat. Lift the arch by pressing the base of the big toe, the outer edges of the foot, the heel, and it lift that arch gently, and it will lift and create a very active, stable anchor to this pose. Place your hand out to the side, thumb points down, and let it come to the back. We're working into this entire side of the body. Bend the knee to inhale. The knee goes right over the ankle. If that's available, that's great. Right over the ankle, and then move back. Open up. Take your time to release with your exhalation. There's no need to rush this. Inhale, move slowly, connecting with your breath. Take your time. Exhale. Soften the toes. Inhale. Breathing like this. Lift the heart. Breathing. Everybody okay? Good. Nice way to start your practice. Take your time and release. Release that arm. Turn the back foot forward. Soften the front knee. Hop that foot to meet the front foot. And let's come back again. Okay, we're going to fall forward for the first time. Okay, so every time we do a form, or a function of the spine. That was a back bend. It's nice to stretch out the lower back just a little bit, okay? So, inhale the arms up. Soften the knees gently. Never fall forward with poker straight legs. Soften your knees. Keep your chest lifted, fall forward. Notice how long my spine is. If this is all you can do, that is perfectly fine. You're still hinging from the hips and you're still getting a nice lower back stretch. Or maybe you can continue folding forward. Take hold of your elbows and the head releases down. This is a variation of Uttanasana. Take hold of your elbows, head releases down. Shoulder blades sliding towards your hips. Feet are pointing forward. Think about distributing the weight equally in the feet. So sometimes we tend to lean into our back heels or lean forward. Try to distribute the weight equally in the feet in all of these standing poses. Change the fold of the elbows. Breathing, maybe turn your head gently to the left and right, taking any hint of tension out of the neck. Come back to center, nod the chin a few times if you wish. Breathing. So nice. Release the arms. Walk your upper body on your next exhalation to the right. The opposite hip walks back. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the opposite direction. This outer hip walks back. Breathing. Take your time and sway to the left and right. Breathing, opening up the left and right side of the body, preparing for our triangle poses and side angle poses. Okay, so once again, to come up, I'm not a big fan of spinal flexion, which is this. It's one of the very first things I learned in yoga school, which is this. It creates kyphosis, rounding of the spine. It creates very bad posture. So lift your chest, lift your head, tuck the chin. Imagine you're looking in a mirror at a nice long spine. If you place your hands on the back with the elbows pointing up and press your hips down actively, let the entire body come up as one unit, you'll train your body to come up with a nice long spine as opposed to rolling the spine, okay? Good. Let's see now. Standing nice and tall. Inhale the arm up. Mirror me, reach for the sky, travel over to the side. Press this outer foot down. Reach. Let's do that again. Big inhalation, lift your chest. Keep that shoulder slightly back, travel. Notice I'm not dropping my head forward. Keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine and reach. Last time like this, big inhalation, lift your heart. Exhale, fold over. Root this foot down, and maybe you can extend this arm out to the side and reach through both arms. If the shoulder bothers you, place your hand on the back of the head like this. It's all good. I understand we have injuries. We need to protect our injuries and not go to that place of pain. Breathing, release the arm, inhale up and exhale down. Let's do the other side. Root the feet, spread the toes wide. Inhale. Exhale, moving with the breath. Slide that arm down the leg and reach. 2 more times like this. Big inhalation. Lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward, over. Sorry. Reach. Last time like this. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward, over to the side. Extend the arm out to the side, lengthen, reaching, breathing. You can once again place your hand on your head like this if the shoulder bothers you. You could even place this hand on your hip. It's all good. We're getting a lateral stretch. 2 more breaths. Bring that shoulder back slightly. Release the arm down to inhale up and exhale down. Good. This time we're going to do Utthita Padangusthasana. We're going to take our first 2 fingers and cup the big toe. So every time we fold forward, we go a little deeper into our forward fold, okay? So I'm going to turn to the side. Inhale the arms up, let the chest lead you forward. You can place the hands on the legs, it's all good. You can stay right here if this is all you can do once again. Maybe a little deeper. Or go all the way over. Your first 2 fingers will cup between the big toe and the little toe, elbows out to the side, head surrenders down. Shoulder blades are walking towards your hips. Padangusthasana, hands to toes. Elbows out to the side and surrender. No tension in the neck. Shoulder blades out of the ears. Once again with the elbows out to the side, this will open up the collarbones and spread the chest nice and wide. We want to keep working this area because this is where we hold on to stress and tension. So we're always wanting to open up this area to release that. Breathing. In this pose, once again, we have a tendency, I noticed I was leaning back on my heels, so I'm going to come to the base of the big toes, little toes, and the heels, distributing the weight equally in my feet. Very nice. And when you complete, release. Once again, hands to the hips, elbows pointing up, lift your chest, tuck the chin. The spine is so long to press the hips down and come all the way up. Okay? Feet are together. Cross the ankle over, the opposite ankle. Have your toes, if you can, on the same plane. So your foot's not way up here. Try to cross it all the way over. My toes are in line. And then I want to check in with my hips because now this hip wants to move back. It's just a natural thing. So I'm going to bring the hip very carefully forward and grow tall. And I'm going to inhale both arms up. Draw the belly in, turn the body. Open the arms, turn your head. It's a nice standing twist. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, draw the belly in, turn. Open up, turn your head, draw the navel in. Soften the toes, don't grip the toes. Inhale, back to center, last time. Grow tall. Turn, engage your belly as you turn. Open the arms out to the side. Maybe turn the head towards the wall behind you. Breathing like this for 3. Stay focused for 2. Slowly the body comes back to center. Exhale the hands to the heart. Can you soften that back knee to release the cross of the legs? It's just a little safer on the knee. Good. Shift your weight, cross the foot over. The toes are in line. Place your hands on the hips. Bring that hip forward, bring this hip back. Very carefully, without force. Grow tall. We're going to rotate. Inhale the arms up. Engage your belly, turn. Open. Turn your head. Slowly inhale back to center 2 more times like this. Lift your chest. Draw the navel in to twist. And turn with your exhalation. Open. Turn your head. Last time like this, slowly come back to center. Lift your heart, engage your belly, turn the lower belly, the rib cage, the shoulders, as if we're climbing right up that beautiful spine. Open up, turn your head for 3 breaths. Stay focused for 2. Slowly inhale the body back to center. Soften the back knee to release the cross. And the hands travel home to the heart center. Okay, we're going to do Utthita Padahastasana. We're going to stand on the base of our hands. It's not for everybody, but if you bend your knees, you might get there. As opposed to going forward with poker straight legs, bend your knees. Cheat. And if you can't take the feet, take your elbows, cup your toes, place your hands on your legs. You're still getting a forward bend, and you're still, once again, getting a deep back stretch. So slowly bend the knees. The body's coming forward. I'm going to stand on the base of my hands. Slip it on the hands under. Walk my toes towards the wrist. Elbows out to the side. Head releases. And on your next exhalation, engage the belly and lift your hips up. Surrender the head down. Open up your chest. Try not to put all your weight in the heels. Press the base of the big toes and little toes into the mat. Elbows out to the side. Open your heart. Draw the belly in. Maybe if you engage the muscles above the knees, you might lift the hips a little bit higher as you fold forward into Utthita Padangusthasana for 3 more breaths. Staying focused. Try not to close your eyes. Keep your eyes open for 2. Take your time and release. Lift the chest, lift the head. Press to come all the way up with a nice long spine, not rolling the spine, remember? Okay, Prasarita means wide leg stance. Let's go right into it. Open the legs out to the side. Prasarita. So you want to make sure that you're balanced on the mat, so your body is balanced. So the toes are the same distance to the front edge of the mat. Your heels are the same distance. Look at that gauge to the back edge of the mat. I need to walk that foot back a little bit. Notice my toes are coming in a little bit. The outer edges of my feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat, as if my toes are gently coming in pigeon-toed, okay? The tailbone is soft. The chest is lifted. The heart is open. We're always preparing the entire body before executing a pose. Can you interlace the fingers behind you? Walk your knuckles towards the earth to take the shoulders out of the ears. Draw your shoulder blades together, but don't throw your hips forward. Okay, it's an upper back bend. On your inhalation, okay, and also, if you engage your quads, you will lift the kneecaps once again, lift the arches of the feet once again. We never want to hyperextend our knees in this position, so micro bend the knees. It's so soft, you can feel it, but I can't even see it, especially if you're hypermobile. Micro bend the knees to protect your knees and work the muscles around the knees, okay? Interlace the fingers, walk the knuckles towards the earth, shoulder blades together, lift your chest, inhale. Don't throw your hips forward. Look up, tuck the chin. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway over, lift the arms up. So as if you're looking in a mirror, you see a nice long spine. Root the feet, inhale up. And tailbone soft, I'm not throwing the hips forward, and back. Soften the shoulders. Exhale, tuck your chin. Draw the belly in. Fold halfway over. Remember, soft knees and straight legs. Micro bend the knees. I'm tucking my chin. I'm trying to let my spine become so long. Last time like this, root the feet, press the feet. Inhale, the body rises. Knuckles towards the earth. Lift your chest, go back, gaze up. And draw the breath high into the clavicle area for 3 more breaths. And once you complete, tuck the chin, micro bend the knees to fold halfway over as the arms rise. Maybe you can stay right here, or maybe you can continue traveling forward as the arms lift up, tuck your chin. This time the crown of the head's reaching for the mat. Breathing like this. Sometimes some people can bring their arms all the way to the floor. I'm not there. I don't think I ever will be. That's not going to happen, but that's okay. This isn't a competition, right? Y'all know that. We're all at different levels. Still feels really good. Breathing. Now I'm going to check in with my feet to make sure I'm not putting all my weight in my heels. So I'm going to distribute the weight just a little forward. Maybe go a little deeper. Breathing. This is such a nice stretch for the shoulders. And release. Extend the arms out to the side. Root the feet. Inhale the body all the way up. Bring the feet together and the hands travel home to the heart center. Good. Okay, let's get back to Prasarita. Open the legs nice and wide. This isn't wide unless your hips won't allow it. But challenge yourself. Open your legs wide. Make sure the toes are the same distance to the front edge of the mat. Make sure the heels are the same distance to the back edge of the mat. And then you're going to extend the arms out to the side. I want you to engage your triceps and biceps. Strong arms, soft face. Strong arms, soft shoulders. Soft tailbone, lift your chest. So much opposition we are creating right here. Pivot on your heels and let your toes point towards the front corners of the mat. Got that? And then on your next exhalation, mirror me, this arm will go underneath this arm into Garudasana. Twist your arms like they're a rope. And then bring your arms down so the thumb, and I'm going to make a little beak. Garudasana means eagle pose. I'm going to make, so our arms are in eagle pose. I'm going to make my hands into a little eagle beak. And I'm going to try to have, I'm bringing my elbows down to release the shoulders, and I'm going to try to have my thumbs in line with the bridge of my nose. Spread the toes wide, so no gripping of the toes. Inhale, the heart rises. Bend the knees and let the tailbone allow the body to come down. That's your exhalation. Now this time on your next inhalation, I want you to direct the breath into the upper back, and if you don't feel the back expand, I want you to think about it. Draw the breath high into the back. As you twist your arms, it's a lovely stretch for your back. It opens up the back so much. Exhale, let the tailbone lead the way. I'm drawing my tailbone down to lengthen the lower back. Inhale, the back expands. Big back, big, big, big breath. Exhale, sit down a little deeper, twisting the arms. We can stay here. I know your quads are starting to shake. I know they're on fire. They're not gonna fall or nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna be okay. All right? Can you slowly engage the belly as you come forward? You're slightly rounding the spine. It's good. I'm twisting my arms very actively for 3 breaths. Deep breaths, high into the upper back. Twist the arms. Notice I'm not doing anything weird with my neck. I'm keeping my neck in line with the natural curves of the spine. 2 more breaths. That was a long breath. Breathing. Keep the knees bent to inhale the body up, then straighten the legs and release the arms. This time, this arm is going to go over the bottom arm into Garudasana, but I want to show you something. If that's not available, usually a lot of guys can't do it because of their muscles. They're really bigger in the upper body. Take the arm over this arm. Walk your fingertips towards each other and squeeze. Is that good? That works? It's a good variation. Okay, we're going to exhale this arm underneath, and we're going to twist our arms like they're a rope. I'm bringing my thumbs in line with the bridge of the nose. I'm going to make my little eagle beak, because that's Garudasana, eagle pose in the arms. And then I'm going to draw my tailbone down to inhale through the nose and feel the upper back expand as I bend the knees and let the tailbone lead the way. I'm lengthening the spine. Inhale, the back expands. Think about it if you don't feel it, but I want you to really focus on drawing the breath high. Tailbone leads the way, sit down. Last time like this, soften the toes. Inhale, the back expands, twisting your arms. Twist, 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 working all the major joints in the upper body. Last time, exhale, have a seat. The tailbone leads the way. I'm lengthening my lower back, and then I'm going to slowly, on my next exhale, come forward. Come forward, soften the toes. Sit down deeper if you can. Breathing into the upper back for 3 breaths. We'll be finished with this in just a moment for 2. Very nice. Are you good? Lift the upper body first. Then straighten the legs. That's that big aha moment. Release. Walk your heels and toes together slowly. Heel toe, heel toe. Bring your legs together. Okay, this time we're going to stand on the top of the hands. Padahastasana. Another variation. Instead of the base of the hands, the top of the hands. Got that? Inhale the arms up. Bend the knees. You'll get closer to the feet. Feet are hip distance. They're not very wide. Let the body come forward with a nice long spine. Now this time I'm going to place the base of my hands down. I'm standing on the tops of my hands. My fingers are pointing straight back. The head releases. Notice my knees are bent. Some people might just be here. But if you engage the muscles above the knees on your next exhalation, you just might straighten your legs and release the head down. The quadriceps are amazing. If you engage them, the opposing muscles are going to soften and allow you to possibly straighten your legs, even if it's just an inch, or even if it's just a millimeter. It's kind of the beauty about these yoga poses. You see yourself improving very, very slowly. It's a very slow journey, but it's like so rewarding. It's like, wow, I could never do that before. My toes are reaching my wrist, and I'm surrendering for 3 more breaths. Release. Once again, hands on the back. Nice long spine. Inhale all the way up. Press the hips down. Okay, let's do those side angle poses. You need a block. The block. Place it there. Open your feet wide. Prasarita. My heels right at the edge of the block. My toes are in line. Okay? I'm very much into form and alignment because I want to create balance back to our body. I say that all the time, but I mean, if you're not in line, then you're probably creating little imbalances in our body, like we've done our whole life unintentionally. bags, grocery bags, babies on a hip, tennis, golf, name it. So much imbalance in our body. Yoga creates balance throughout the body. And you will sleep better, and you will feel better, and your mind will be focused and clear. Pivot the foot out to the side. Pivot this foot in gently on a 45-degree angle. Okay, so it's important that this foot right here is pointing 100% forward. If it's pointing in, your knee's going to follow the direction of the foot, and the knee's going to go in, and this is very detrimental to the knee. Knee forward, foot forward. Every now and then, even if the foot's forward, the knee's going to want to come in like this. You probably know who I'm talking to. So you can bring that foot gently over to the right, to this side, to the right, towards the wall, and the knee might possibly go a little more forward, okay? So just remember that. The block is outside the leg. Heel to heel, heel to arch, somewhere in between. Soften your tailbone, lift your rib cage high. My hips are open, my hips are pointing forward, then very carefully, very softly, this hip can roll forward ever so slightly. I don't want you to feel any pain in your hips, okay? Does that make sense? The hips are forward, and then so slowly bring the hip forward. Just a little slight action. Extend the arms. Utthita Trikonasana. Triceps and biceps are active. First, Utthita is lengthening, extends, intense stretch. So we're going to intensely stretch to the side first. I see so many people that are just so dying to go down here. Okay, let's move slowly. Let's just feel ourselves going into and becoming this pose. Inhale. I'm staying lifted and I'm reaching. My heart's moving back just a little bit. Our body has a tendency to want to travel forward. Try to keep it back. Then float. Take the block. See? It's so much easier when you go slowly. Breathing. Oh, just visualize wrist to wrist, one long line. If your shoulder bothers you, hey, I get it. Place the hand on the head, place the hand on the hip. We're still getting a nice stretch along this entire side of the body. Breathing. I am not a big fan of coming all the way down. Why? Why do you ask? I'll tell you why. Because all of these muscles on this side of the body are collapsing and they're not working. Okay, so if you're up higher, even without a block, the obliques, these muscles on the right, on my right side of the body, are fired up right now. Okay, so even if we're on the block right here, what happens when you lift your hand up? Bam, it goes right into the side of the body. It's crazy. Breathing like this, open up your heart. Roll that shoulder back. Maybe you can gaze up. Maybe you can look down, make sure the toes pointing forward. Your back leg is very active. And once again, you're softening the toes and lifting the arch of the foot to keep that leg very, very active. And then slowly inhale up. And this is, I'm gonna shorten my stance just a little bit. It's a little too wide. This is reverse triangle pose. I'm lifting up and I'm moving back, sliding this arm down the leg. So when I was in school, back in '05, when I started school, my teacher used to talk about multifunctional poses. You have to move slowly because you're playing with the spine right now. So multifunctional. We're doing a lateral stretch and we're doing a slight back bend at the same time. Two poses, two functions at one time. So we always need to move slowly in a multifunctional pose, okay? Breathing into reverse triangle pose. Breathing like this. You can look down if you wish. Breathing. Inhale up. Exhale over, grab your block. Pivot the foot in. Pivot the foot out. Make a little adjustment. Heel to heel, heel to arch. My heel is in line with my arch. Or heel. I just don't want to have, I don't want to see this, where this front foot is totally over to the outside of this back leg. Okay, there's no way your hips can go anywhere near forward if your legs are crossed over, if that makes sense. The block is here, my toes pointing forward, my tailbone is soft. As if I'm tethering my tailbone to the back heel right now. Very, very active. Lifting the arch of the foot, arms out to the side, triceps and biceps are engaged. Yet my breath is soft and smooth. Bring your heart back just an inch. And then slowly begin reaching for the wall. Don't go down, just reach. You're lengthening the entire left and right side of the body right now. Reach, keep your chest back. and then float. Reach and then float. Utthita Trikonasana, intense stretch triangle pose. Look up to the hand, look down to the foot, make sure it's forward. You can place your hand on the back of the head if the shoulder bothers you, on your hip. It's all good. Breathing, wrist to wrist, one beautiful long line. Can you regulate your breath right now? Breathing. Reaching for the sky. Now root this front foot to inhale the body up and go back into reverse triangle pose. Remember the multifunctional pose, back bend and lateral bend. Walk down that leg, it takes the shoulder out of the ear, and reach back. You can look up, or you can turn your head and look down. Whatever you wish, it's all good. Breathing like this into peaceful warrior. Many years ago, maybe 10 years ago, I was in New York and I went to a class, and the teacher, it was Laughing Lotus, New York City, and the teacher called this peaceful warrior. Breathing, inhale up. Triangle pose, grab that block. Good. Pivot the foot in, pivot the foot out. Heel to arch, heel to heel, somewhere in between. You can place the block here for now. Arms out to the side, arms are very active. Soften your tailbone and lift your chest. We're going to do Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale the arms up. Notice I'm walking my foot back a little bit right here. I know it's a deep lunge. Bend the knee directly over the ankle as the body comes down. So I'm going to show you what I see all the time. This is not the pose, okay? You need to move up, straight down, as if I have a plumb line hanging from my nose to my chin, to my sternum, to my navel, to my pubic bone. One straight line. And I bend the knee. So in a perfect world, my hamstring is parallel to the floor. My toes are pointing forward. I'm softening my toes. I'm pressing the outer edge of this back foot into the mat very actively. This is my anchor. It is active. My thigh is rolling back. I'm lifting the arch of this leg, keeping this leg very active as I gaze over the arm. Triceps and biceps are on fire. Bringing the qualities of Sthira and Sukha right now together. A very firm, active body, Sthira. Sukha is comfort and ease. The breath is soft, the face is smooth. And the knee is over the ankle. I just realized it wasn't directly over the ankle. Breathing. And slowly, let's go to Partha-Konasana. I need to close up my stance just a little bit. My elbows in line on my knee. My fingertips are pointing right above my toe, and I'm bringing my arm up. We're making many, many triangles right now. How many triangles do you see? Breathing like this. Lift the chest. Very active pose. I know you're feeling your quadriceps. 3 more breaths. Inhale the body up, straighten the leg. Pivot the foot in, pivot the foot out, heel to heel, arms out to the side. Inhale the arms up, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Exhale, sit straight down. We're not reaching over this way, remember? I know I have to open up my stance. My knee is over the ankle, ideally. My hamstrings parallel to the floor, ideally. My arms are very active. My face is soft. Breathing, I'm lifting the arch of this back foot, making this leg extremely active. My knee is not collapsing. I'm lifting my knee gently, lifting my arch. Breathing into Virabhadrasana 2, Triangle, Warrior 2. Oops, I'm not reaching for the wall. See, I'm always scanning my body. So this is what I'm trying to teach you to do, because you are just listen to your inner teacher. I'm scanning my body. I realized that my body was traveling this way, probably because it's more comfortable. I'm bringing my upper body back and down. Got that? And then I'm going to place the elbow on the knee with the arm up. It's a triangle pose. I'm creating many triangles in this position. How many do you see? Breathing. Keep the knee bent to inhale the body up and straighten the leg. Pivot the foot in. I need to close my stance just a little bit. We need a block. We're going to work on Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Arms out to the side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, pivot the foot out to the side. Find your warrior two pose. Okay, so what I usually see in this pose from the get-go is the toes of this front foot want to come in. This will throw the pose off 100% out, just off, totally. There's no way you can, I always exaggerate when I show this. You have to root this foot and keep it straight. That is number one, okay? You're gonna place your hand on the hip to remind you that this is a side angle pose. We're gonna roll that hip back. And then we're gonna try to go into this and execute this pose with this back leg 100% straight, as opposed to bent. So I'm gonna get my block. I'm shifting my weight to this front foot as I slide this back leg in. Notice I'm keeping it straight. I'm gonna place the block in front of my foot, not here. Because when I come up, I want my spine long. I want my shoulder over the wrist. I want a nice long spine. Inner and outer side. So it's up high. As I engage, now this took me probably about 5 years to figure out. You've got to have the strongest belly into this pose because you're balancing. So strong belly, straight leg. Shift your weight over to this leg, to this foot. And then slide the back leg in. Then you want to distribute the weight between the foot and the block. And distribute, kind of rock back and forth. Strong belly to slowly, straight leg. Inhale the leg up. Flex the foot. Roll the shoulder back. Breathing like this. This hip is back. Maybe you can inhale the arm up. Maybe you can look towards the arm. Whoops, you see that? Whoops. Straight leg. Maybe I was engaging my belly and working my core muscles. 3 more breaths. Flex the foot. Can you inhale the arm up? Breathing like this into half moon pose. 2 more breaths. That was a long breath. Place your hand on the hip. Soften the front knee. Step the foot all the way back. Find your Parsvakonasana pose, side angle warrior. You can go like this, it's fine. Grab your block, inhale up. Got that? Pivot the foot in. Definitely a balance challenge. This is a great pose to work up against a wall because you're very close to the wall and then you can kind of come off the wall and work your balance. So I'm going to show it to you that way, this way. I'm close to the wall. This is my wall. Remember, this toe is pointing forward. It's not pointing into the side. The knee is not going in. So make sure the toe is pointing forward. The back foot is on a 45-degree angle. I'm going to inhale the arms up and go into warrior one. Oh boy, I'm not on my mat. Okay, so but I want on my wall so you can see that I might be using the wall. It's a wonderful prop. And then slowly place the block. Good. I mean, it's spine length, right? Shoulder, hip. Think about it that way. Breathing. Some people place the block. Sometimes people place the block right in front of the foot. I might be closing up your stance. We want to open up our stance. Okay, roll the hip back. It's a side angle pose. Our hip is not coming in. It's back. Keep this leg poker straight. Poker straight. Then I'm going to keep this leg foot straight. I'm going to shift my weight to this foot. As I bring my leg in, I'm keeping it straight. I want to distribute the weight equally between the foot and the hand. Draw the belly in actively to slowly begin inhaling the leg up, rolling the hip back. I just tipped my heel on the wall. It's a prop. I'm flexing my foot. This is a wonderful thing to work with while you're working on this pose because it allows you to get into the pose. Flex your foot actively. Inhale the arm up. See? And then if you want, maybe you can take the foot off the wall at that point and play with it this way. Half moon pose. Breathing like this. Open your chest. Maybe look up towards the hand. Breathing. Very, very active pose. And when you complete, place your hand on the hip. Soften the front knee, step the foot all the way back. Straighten the leg. Inhale up. Pivot the foot in. Bring your feet together. Okay, we're going to do one more variation of Padahastasana. So we stretch out the lower back every time we fall forward, but we're also inverted. We're upside down. So the blood is rushing to the brain. So it's very calming and relaxing because we've just done a lot of energizing poses, right? So inverted poses can be very, very calming. That's another reason why we do go forward a lot in yoga, okay? So we're going to do a variation of Padahastasana where the forearms are going to go directly behind the lower legs where you don't even see them. And my hands are going to cup the heels. So first I'll do it this way. And then I'm going to show you another variation where you don't have to cup the heels. Inhale the arms up, big bend of the knees to fold forward. Why not? Okay, then you take your forearms around the lower legs and cup the heels. Around the lower legs and cup the heels. Head releases down. Root the feet. And then on your exhalation, strong belly to lift the hips up and release the head down. Now, if you cannot take your heels, I get it. You can take your forearms behind the leg with your middle fingers, pointing towards your ankles. And the head releases. And this is a variation of Utthita Padahasana. Utthita Padahasana. No, Padahasta. Ah. I've said it so many times, I'm tongue-tied. Spread the shoulder blades wide, Padahastasana. Lift the hips up, straighten the legs. Breathing. No tension. And once you feel complete, step one foot back, step the other foot back, go to the knees, draw the belly in, tailbone points down to slowly sit back in child pose. You can place the block underneath your head. This feels really nice. It makes it extremely passive. Shoulders are surrendering. We've done a lot of work in the shoulders, so this is just a nice way to surrender the shoulders. Breathing. And then we're going to sit up and we're going to do a pose. I'm going to call this Bridget's pose because I have no idea what it's called, but she's always requesting, hey Bridget, at the yoga at the Cabildo, she's like, can we do that twist? I'm like, okay, for you. So this is Bridget's pose and it's really awesome. So you do need to mirror me because there's a lot of stuff going on here. So come to this side of the mat. Come on over. Flex your feet. You're in a 90-degree angle. Sit tall. This is called Dandasana, staff pose. Flex your feet. As if you're standing on the feet right now. I am not going to disturb the angle of my hips right now at all. As I place my hand down, so place your hand down, right? And I'm going to slowly walk down. I'm keeping this angle. This is when people start disturbing the angle. Don't disturb the angle. Bring your elbow down. Now my elbow is directly over my shoulder. My feet are flexed and active. And then I'm going to draw the belly in to inhale. And exhale, turn my body facing the mat. Now my shoulders are shoulder width apart. Under my shoulders, I'm twisting. My body is facing the mat. And then I'm going to draw the navel in and come forward and place one wrist on top of the other. And place my head down. When I finish, this leg is going to internally rotate all the way up into the hip socket. So the femur bone is internally rotating, so my toes are pointing towards the arch. I know you girls out there are going to love this, okay? This is like, wow. This is the big wow factor. Internal rotation. Toes pointing down. If you do a lot of external rotation, if you were a ballerina in your past or now, this is going to be a little weird. And then I'm going to walk my foot back. my head's down. I'm going to walk my foot back. And I'm going to imagine with my mind's eyes that my toes are in line with my hip. So I don't see it. But I'm curling through the toes, my heels are pointing straight up, but I'm still internally rotating this leg. So from here, I'm going to extend this inward arm, your right arm, my left arm, forward with the palm facing up, and reach for that wall as I place my head down. And I'm going to get a delicious stretch throughout the entire side of the body. This entire side of the body, it is wonderful. Breathing in this position. Keep your feet active. Soften the shoulders. Reaching for the wall. Breathing. 5 more breaths. And when you complete, let the top foot meet the bottom foot, flex the feet. Support yourself with your hands. Give yourself a little push-up. Evenly, good. How'd that feel? Isn't that awesome? This is for you, Bridget. Come on over to the other side. Flex your feet, sit tall. Let's try the other side. It's funny when we do these intense stretches on one side of the body, it's like when you feel a lot of discrepancies throughout the body, like, I'm feeling something totally different on this side. What's going on with that? It's just, our bodies are not perfectly aligned. You know, no 2 bodies are alike. No 2 spines are alike, that's for sure. No 2 hips are alike. Okay, here we are, 90-degree angle. Don't disturb the bend of this angle. It's so easy to start falling back. Okay, don't disturb the bend of the angle. And I'm going to slowly come over, stacking my foot on top of the bottom foot as I come forward and place my elbow down. Now my shoulders over the elbow. And then I'm going to draw the belly in to inhale. And I'm going to, as I exhale, I'm going to engage the belly because we're twisting, remember? And I'm going to face the floor. I'm going to face my mat and place my elbow down. We just twisted. So what do? We move slowly. Very slowly in any rotation in the spine. So from here, I'm going to draw the belly in again, and I'm going to place one wrist on top of the other and come into this pose here. And this right here is wonderful. It feels so good. It's just a really nice twist. From here, I'm going to show you with my hands, because I feel like you can go deeper into the pose. I'm going to grab the back of my thigh and internally rotate this thigh. It is not just the foot going internal. It is the thigh bone going into the hip, the femur bone going into the hip socket. Internal rotation. Keep that internal rotation as you walk your foot back, slowly. A lot of people stop right here because they think maybe the foot's in line with the hip. If you can go further back, keep on going. Now the ankle, ideally, is in line with the hip, I hope. And from this point, this inside arm is going to start reaching towards the wall in front of me. Place my head down. Wow, it's like the serratus muscle, all of these muscles here. I feel it throughout the entire side of the body. Breathing like this, 5 more breaths. Keep your legs active, draw the belly in, reaching through the arm. 3 more breaths like this. And once you're complete, let that leg meet the bottom leg. Support yourself with your arms. And come up. Very nice. Flex the feet. I really like that Upavista Konasana. And we have time. I'm going to show it to you, but I'm going to show it to you on a side angle this time because I want to explain to you again about your hips. So I'm going to grab some paddings. Excuse me. I'm going to place the padding here. I've been in an Iango class where the teacher had people sitting on blocks this high, or blankets this high, because their hamstrings and their hips were so tight. And I mean, this will allow the hips to go forward. I'm going to open up my legs. This is Upavista means seated angle. So we're in a seated angle position. So what I usually see if your hips are really tight is these frontal hip bones will move back as my chest goes forward. And this is where we are. And I don't know what's really happening here. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to sit up tall. And if you're extremely rounded in the back or the shoulders and your frontal hip bones move back, you know who I'm talking to. I see you. And this is the only place you're going to be. The first thing you're going to do is sit tall. Just try to make yourself sit tall. Place your hands behind you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drop your frontal hip bones and your pubic bone where it's coming off the mat. I need to move back a little bit because I'm getting into the screen. Upavista. Oh, also when the legs are extended, you want to try to make sure the legs are at the same distance open. So use maybe a line in the floor or your mat or something to make sure one leg is not further up than the other one. I'm dropping my pubic bone to the floor right now. This will allow my hips to go forward. Got that? It's awesome. It's awesome. And you can keep your hands behind you, draw your shoulder blades together, and let your heart and navel lead you forward. Not the chin, not the shoulders. Keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine, and let the heart lead you forward. Engage these muscles above the knees, and you might go deeper. Breathing. So, I don't necessarily need this because I don't really have that problem. But I'm not even going to call it a problem. It's just the way our body's designed, okay? It's not a problem. Everybody's different. So draw the belly in and slowly exhale forward. We're not rushing, right? Where are we going anyway? The grocery? We don't even want to go there. So, I mean, there is absolutely no need to rush this pose. Upavista Konasana. Lift your chest and let the heart lead you forward. So I'm right down to my elbows, and I'm okay with this right here. This feels good. I'm getting a great inner thigh stretch. I'm doing a forward fold, lengthening my lower back and stretching out my lower back. And I'm here for the duration into Upavista Konasana. I like telling little stories, but back when I was in yoga school, my teacher had me teach an entire class for like 45 minutes in Upavista Konasana. I'll never forget that. It was challenging, but I did. Lift your heart, lift your chest, come on up, bring your legs together, bend your knees, engage your belly, and let's make our way down to the mat. Draw the belly in, and imagine you're laying down a string of pearls, one vertebra at a time, all the way down. Yes. Oh, this feels good. Take this ponytail out. Draw the knees into the chest, hug the knees into the body. Rock to the left and right. You can place your feet down and do a little twist to one direction. And then inhale back to center, draw the belly in, exhale to the opposite direction. Do that as many times as you want until you feel complete. It's always nice to do another little twist towards the end of class. Thanks again for coming, y'all. And then come back to center, draw the knees into the chest and hug the knees into the body. We're going to finish with Apanasana. Hands to the knees, fingers are pointing towards your feet. This is a great way to massage the organs and intestines in your belly. And it's just an extremely restorative, it's an extremely therapeutic pose in yoga therapy. Inhale, walk your knees away and stretch out your back. Engage your belly to slowly hug the thighs into the belly, massaging the organs. Do that again. Inhale, reaching and stretching. Draw the belly in. Exhale, massaging the organs, massaging the intestines. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen, stretch out your shoulders. Exhale, strong belly, squeeze the knees into the belly. This time give yourself another great big hug. Give yourself a nice virtual hug. Giving thanks to your beautiful, perfect, imperfect, unique body. Let's prepare for Shavasana. Lengthen the legs. The feet are floating out to the sides. The palms are facing up. Okay, so lots of times in this pose, the lower back isn't very comfortable. Sometimes you need to place like a bolster under your knees and that will release the back down. Or you can bend the knees and open the feet, and this is called Supta Baddha Konasana, and this will release the lower back down. So you can go into this position in Shavasana, and this is perfectly fine. You can also bring your knees together and open your feet like you're stacking a deck of cards. And this will also release the lower back down. So this is like really cool. Or just extend the legs, it's all good. Just take this moment, take a few moments to just, where are you gripping onto tension? It can be any place in the body. It can be in the face, so make your face expressionless. It can be that little baby space between the eyes, let it go. No tension here. Relaxing the jaw, parting the teeth, and bringing your awareness back to the beautiful breath, inhaling and exhaling. The breath is central to yoga because it's central to life, and yoga is about life. This is Shavasana. And once you're complete, bring the knees back into the chest, hug the knees into the body, slowly roll to the right side. It protects your heart. And when you're ready, support yourself with both hands. Let the head come up last. Moving very, very slowly into Sukhasana, the head comes up. A comfortable cross-legged seated position, Sukhasana, sit tall. Close your eyes for a few moments. Focusing on kindness and compassion, especially to yourself. Inhale the arms out to the side, surround the body with peace. And exhale the hands home to the heart center. Namaste. Thank you. See you next time.